What's up, you guys? So, I wanted to give you an update on the Jonathan Majors trial since I've been keeping up with it. There's so much going on in that courtroom, and Meagan Good is sitting watching it all play out in front of her, including a video of Jonathan Majors being physically aggressive toward his ex girlfriend. And there are also text messages where Jonathan Majors admits to injuring his ex girlfriend and begs her not to get medical attention for her injuries. So, we're going to get into all of that in this video. But first, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so People magazine reports in text messages between Jonathan Majors and accuser Grace Jabarri, the Marvel actor appears to admit to physical violence against his now ex. And this is 6 months before he was arrested in March and charged with assault in a separate DV case. So this is in September of 2022 that he allegedly injured Grace. The text messages read as follows. Jonathan Majors texts, I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you'll actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie and they suspect something. And so these text messages were displayed to the jury and read into the record by Grace Jabarri on her fourth and final day on the stand. That was today. And Grace appears to assure Majors that she would not blame him for allegedly causing an injury to her head. In the text, Grace Jabarri responds, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head. And she's crying as she's reading these text messages. So the assistant district attorney, Kelly, had to take over. And she continued reading, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? So in these text messages, Jonathan Majors very clearly admitted to causing an injury to her head that had her head hurting for several days, to the point where she couldn't even sleep because of the pain. And this wasn't a case of anyone else exaggerating about the extent of her injuries, like the police are accused of doing in the situation that he's on trial for. This is in her private conversation to him. She's promising not to get medical attention for herself for the sake of his career. And it's sickening for him to even require that from her, in my opinion. Anyway, as far as the video, ABC News reports Grace Jabarri broke down multiple times on the witness stand as the actor's attorney repeatedly played a surveillance video that showed Jonathan Majors lifting her up and thrusting her into the vehicle. And so while they were playing the video, she said, I really don't want to watch it again. And she was crying and she said, this is going to make me sick. Prosecutors say that he struck his ex-girlfriend on the side of her head and fractured her middle finger during a dispute that began when she read a romantic text message on his phone sent by another woman. After the driver pulled over and the pair got out, Jonathan Majors picked her up and threw her like a football back into the car, according to prosecutors. And that's what's shown in the video. The attorneys played zoomed-in footage of the shoving incident for the first time, arguing that it undermined Jabarri's testimony that her head slammed into the door frame of the car when she was thrown back in. So they're playing the footage of him shoving her back into the car over and over again to prove that she didn't hit her head on the car door frame when he shoved her. So this is a lot. And Meagan Good is just sitting there like a mannequin, looking and listening to all of this evidence. And now a lot of people are starting to think that she's the woman that texted him in the first place, since it's been revealed that the other woman was saved in his phone under the nickname Cleopatra. With the boho lock style that Meagan Good wears, I could definitely see someone calling her Cleopatra as a nickname. Prosecutors alleged that Grace Jabarri saw a text message flash onto his phone with a link to D'Angelo's song Lady and a message from Cleopatra saying, wish I was kissing you. So while it's not clear for sure who Cleopatra is, if it is Meagan Good, it does lend some clarity on why she's sticking through him through this trial like this. She may have been dating him while he was with his girlfriend, and her text could have been what started the argument between Jonathan Majors and his ex-girlfriend. Leave a comment and share your thoughts on Jonathan Majors admitting to injuring Grace Jabarri and begging her not to get medical attention. And what do you think of Meagan Good standing beside him despite all the evidence against him? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. And while we're sipping tea, let's talk about some real tea. Let's talk about your tea. 2024 is quickly approaching, and it's that time of year when we start laying out our plans for the next year. And if your plan includes starting a business, continuing to run a business, or using social media at all for business, and that includes you content creators, I want you to download my free ebook. It's called The Pink Print, and it's a 30-page guide to YouTube in 2024, because you're definitely going to need YouTube in 2024. The link is in the description box and the comment section.